Welcome to the story of Rex, an S-rank tank betrayed and abandoned in the Abyss dungeon. From the depths, he awakens forbidden power, builds an impenetrable fortress, and rises as a solo lord who makes the entire world tremble. Episode 1 is a tale of revenge, ascension, and the destruction of the guild's absolute rule. In Eternal Realms, the brutal VR MMO guilds dominated monster frontiers. Full dive immersion made every hit feel real pain, feedback at 80%. Death meant 72-hour respawn lock level penalties. S-rank players like Rex were kings, lower ranks, farmed scraps or served. Power dynamics favored guilds with resources commoners. Struggled social class tensions ran high between elites and grinders. Diseases like mana rot from overexposure, weakened avatars systems required constant potion management. Rex logged in as Iron Wall, the legendary S-rank tank. His avatar towered in obsidian plate armor runes, glowing health pool, 500k taunt radius maxed. 5 years grinding with Iron Brotherhood 200 strong. Shared loot splits backstabs on rivals, family no cap. Tonight Abyss Dungeon level 300 hellhole, no guild cleared. Entrance jagged black gates, pulsing red mana. Rex broadcast guild chat. Brothers, this is it. Abyss Lord drops god tier loot. We clear, we own the server. Cheers flooded. Kane, Vice Guild Master DPS God replied, Iron Wall carries again, boss. Eternal loyalty. Rex grinned under helmet. Internal, he thought these dudes straight ride or die. Pod hummed, real world sweat beaded. They plunged in. Floors layered, traps, lava pits, shadow beasts. Rex tanked alpha mobs aggro, pulling hundreds. Healers spammed potions, 100 grams each. DPS carved paths. Power dynamics clear tanks like Rex absorbed punishment, healers managed mana diseases. DPS dealt burst. Floor 99 boss room loomed. Abyssal Lord rose 50 meters tall, tentacles writhing, fire eyes blazing. Aura debuff drained 1% HP per second. Room shook, earthquake spawning ads. Rex charged. Taunt. Shield slam echoed, boss aggro locked. Tentacles whipped, 10k damage hits. Rex activated Iron Wall stance reduction 90%. HP dipped 20%. Potions on me. Healers chugged mana, 20 potions gone. Boss phase 2 breath attack, apocalypse beam 50k AoE. Rex interposed, shield absorbed, full blast armor cracking. Internal Rex thought this beam one-shots raids, no cap guild counting on me. Hold, he yelled. In Eternal Realms, the brutal VR MMO guilds dominated monster frontiers. Full dive immersion made every hit feel real pain, feedback at 80%. Death meant 72-hour respawn lock level penalties. S-rank players like Rex were kings, lower ranks, farmed scraps or served. Power dynamics favored guilds with resources commoners. Struggled social class tensions ran high between elites and grinders. Diseases like mana rot from overexposure, weakened avatars systems required constant potion management. Rex logged in as Iron Wall, the legendary S-rank tank. His avatar towered in obsidian plate armor runes, glowing health pool, 500k taunt radius maxed. 5 years grinding with Iron Brotherhood 200 strong. Shared loot splits backstabs on rivals, family no cap. Tonight Abyss Dungeon level 300 hellhole, no guild cleared. Entrance jagged black gates, pulsing red mana. Rex broadcast guild chat. Brothers, this is it. Abyss Lord drops god tier loot. We clear, we own the server. Cheers flooded. Kane, Vice Guild Master DPS God replied, Iron Wall carries again, boss. Eternal loyalty. Rex grinned under helmet. Internal, he thought these dudes straight ride or die. Pod hummed, real world sweat beaded. They plunged in. Floors layered, traps, lava pits, shadow beasts. Rex tanked alpha mobs aggro, pulling hundreds. Healers spammed potions, 100 grams each. DPS carved paths. Power dynamics clear tanks like Rex absorbed punishment, healers managed mana diseases. DPS dealt burst. Floor 99 boss room loomed. Abyssal Lord rose 50 meters tall, tentacles writhing, fire eyes blazing. Aura debuff drained 1% HP per second. Room shook, earthquake spawning ads. Rex charged. Taunt. Shield slam echoed, boss aggro locked. Tentacles whipped, 10k damage hits. Rex activated Iron Wall stance reduction 90%. HP dipped 20%. Potions on me. Healers chugged mana, 20 potions gone. Boss phase 2 breath attack, apocalypse beam 50k AoE. Rex interposed, shield absorbed, full blast armor cracking. Internal Rex thought this beam one-shots raids, no cap guild counting on me. Hold, he yelled. Phase 3, tentacles pierced ground, summoning void rifts. Rex dashed, aggroed rifts, closing with shield bashes. HP 5%, Kane flank DPS. Kane nodded, avatar blurring shadow strikes. On it, wall! Boss enrage HP 10%. Apocalyptic meteor storm rained. Rex popped ultimate fortress guard bubble shield 30-second invuln. Meteors bounced, guild poured damage. Boss roared, HP 0 collapsed in flames. Guild exploded, cheers. Wall MVP. Cleared Abyss. Loot chest materialized, god tier drops, abyssal sword, plus 500 attack, legendary set armor, S plus rank, mythic core upgrade stone. Reward chamber sealed, holo projections showed loot. Rex wiped sweat, real-world pod beating. Distribute fair. Sword to Kane, set to me, core guild vault. Kane stepped forward, grin wide. Nah, Wall, times change. Rex froze. What? Kane tossed vile glowing green into Rex's water skin. Poison debuff icon flashed, HP drain 5k second paralysis lock. Traitor debuff activated, system droned, avatar locked. Guild turned, blades drawn, healers stopped, mana flow. You carried too long, Wall, Kane laughed. S-rank tank no more. We take your gear, your rank, your glory. Rex internal rage boiled. Brothers, 5 years betrayal straight cooked. Why? Rex growled, voice slurred, paralysis. Kane equipped abyssal sword test swing. Guild needs DPS leader, not tank relic. Server watches. Iron Brotherhood evolves. They stripped inventory, legendary armor, shield, potions all gone, booted naked, level 1 rags, spawn gear. Chamber door slammed, boss, respawn timer, started, poison ticked, HP 0. Rex collapsed, darkness. System warning, death in 10.9. Pod alarms blared, real-world heart raced, betrayal burned deeper than pain. Darkness total. Then ping. Hidden skill awakened, fortress architect. Rex eyes snapped, interface blood red. As tank you built defenses, as architect you build empires. Claim dungeon core, morph abyss into solo fortress. Core pulsed, center room exposed, post clear. Rex crawled, claimed it, hand on crystal. Mana surged, skill tree, unlocked walls, turrets, traps, auto mobs, infinite resources. Overnight build, frenzy first layer obsidian walls, 100 meters high, spike moats, acid pits. Second layer laser turrets, S-rank damage ballistae. Third core chamber, throne room vault, god tier forges. Fortress grew, self-replicating nano builders from core. Server shook. Global announcement, new fortress detected, Abyss Ironhold, owner, Iron Wall, rating, SSS, plus impenetrable. Forums exploded. Abyss cleared? Solo fortress overnight? Iron Wall betrayed? Guild chat logs leaked. Kane noob move wall back stronger. Rex stood throne, bloodied but armored, new mythic set, auto-forged. Internal, those backstabbers took everything. I'll take their guilds, their zones, their lives in. The obsidian spires of Rex's nightmare fortress pierced the virtual skies of Etheria, a monolithic behemoth born from the hijacked Abyss dungeon core. Walls gleamed black, infused with endless mana veins pulsing like arteries. Auto turrets whirred atop battlements, traps lay hidden in every shadow. Infinite resources flowed from the core, granting self-sustaining power. In this VR hell, guilds rose and fell on cores like this, hearts of domains that amplified stats, spawned minions, and warped reality. Rex, once a betrayed S-rank tank, now claimed its solo-flipping power dynamics upside down. Social tensions raged, elites in guilds despised solos like him, seeing them as pests, disrupting their monopolies on frontiers. Disease debuffs from core mishandling could corrupt entire servers, but Rex's architect skill mastered it, turning curse to crown. System notifications blared as Rex rose in the throne room core, integrating fully. Title acquired, Absolute Domain Lord, buffs, cascaded health regen, infinite mana domain control absolute. He flexed fingers, barriers shimmering around him. Internal thoughts surged, they left me for dead, now I'm God here, unbreakable. The fortress hummed in response levels, ticking up from the victory essence absorbed. World rankings exploded, forums lighting up with shock. Betrayed tank goes solo god mode, servers glitching, a poster quipped Gen Z style with exploding brain emojis. But it was real. Rex's name rocketed to top untouchable in solo category guilds, seething at the upset. Ex-guild scum from Vanguard mobilized fast-scenting payback. They gathered at the fortress outskirts, a raid party of 20 elites, warriors, mages, the poisoner healer smirking in the lead. Iron Wall thinks he's safe in his hole? The guild leader snarled, voice dripping venom. We'll crack it open, loot the core, sell it for stacks. They charged, portals flaring as they breached outer perimeters. Power dynamics clashed hard. These were geared veterans used to steamrolling noobs, but Rex's domain laughed at them. Traps activated, first floor collapses, yawning underfoot, swallowing a mage whole, screams echoing as he plummeted into void pits. The raid pushed deeper arrogance, fueling them. Fan out, find the weak spot. A warrior ordered shield up, but endless monster hordes spawned from the core, twisted abominations with tentacles and fangs swarming in waves. One horde crashed into the party claws, rending armor health bars plummeting. What the? These aren't dungeon mobs, they're op, a rogue yelled, dodging a strike. Rex watched from scrying orbs in his chamber, icy smile forming. Internal monologue. Come on, scum, taste the nightmare you birthed. He directed the domain minions, evolving mid-fight, gaining buffs from his lord title. A floor collapsed again, timed perfectly, crushing 3 under rubble, digital bones crunching. Drama escalated as the healer tried buffs, but domain interference nulled them, debuffs, stacking like poison. My spells aren't landing, she cursed, panic rising. The guild leader roared. Push to the core room, but hordes obliterated flanks, warriors falling in heaps. One mage hurled a fireball only for auto turrets to intercept, blasting back amplified. Explosions lit the halls, blood virtual but pain real feedback jolting their VR suits. Rex's fortress leveled up mid-raid, absorbing kill essence walls, thickening traps, multiplying. Competition intensified. These raiders represented guild supremacy, now crumbling against a solo's ingenuity. Survivors dwindled to a handful, the leader battered but defiant. "You coward, Rex, face us," he bellowed. Rex emerged from shadows, armor reformed from core scraps, shield gleaming. "You faced me once, remember? With poison." His voice echoed domain amplified, chilling the air. Internal thoughts burned. No mercy. They die screaming. He charged shield, bashing the leader back health critical. Minions piled on, tearing at the rest. The healer begged, "We can deal, Rex, join us again." But a turret sniped her down, body pixelating. Obliteration complete, not a soul escaped, loot auto-collected into infinite storage. World rankings updated in real time. Rex's solo god status cemented. Forums buzzed. Vanguard raid wiped. Lol, get owned traitors. Gen Z humor mixed with awe, clips of the massacre going viral. Rex surveyed the aftermath, emotions swirling, triumph laced with bitterness. Betrayal's scar fueled him, but victory healed edges. He recruited next, targeting forsaken noobs scattered in Etheria's wastelands. System pings invited them. Sanctuary offered. Join the Lone Citadel. Explosive growth guaranteed. Noobs flocked, desperate souls crushed by guild taxes and frontier dangers. One a scrappy archer gawked at the gates. "This is real, no guild BS?" Rex nodded from the ramparts. "Build with me or die out there." Recruits poured in, dozens then hundreds, low ranks with potential. Rex offered training grounds spawned from the core arenas where they grinded levels safely, buffs accelerating growth tenfold. Social classes tensed, guilds saw this as rebellion, solos banding under one banner, threatening their hierarchies. "He's poaching our fodder," a guildmaster grumbled in council. But Rex's domain lord title made the fortress a haven, diseases cured, resources shared equally. Competition sparked internally, noobs vying for spots in elite squads, pushing each other harder. Sparks flew with a fierce healer babe named Lyra among the first recruits. She arrived battered from a failed solo run, robes torn, staff cracked. Eyes fierce, she scanned the fortress. "Heard you need support." "I don't do weak links." Rex met her at the gates, power dynamic electric. Her aura clashed with his unbreakable spirit, sensing depths beyond the tank facade. Internal thoughts for Rex. "She's fire. Could burn me or forge me stronger." They sparred in the arena, her heels weaving with his tank's testing limits. "You're tough but reckless," she teased mid-fight, Gen Z snap in her tone. "Like a boomer tanking without backup." He laughed, blocking a simulated hit. "And you're all flash, no sustain." "Prove me wrong, babe." Conflict escalated during a training raid simulation. Noobs faltered under spawn mobs, Lyra's heals saving them but draining her. Rex tanked the boss, drawing aggro. "Hold the line," he commanded. Lyra pushed back. "Don't order me around, Lord Boy." But coordination clicked, her buffs stacking with his domain, making the group invincible. Post-sim emotions ran high. They argued in the hall. "You nearly wiped us with that pull," she accused. Rex countered, "And you healed through it, unbreakable together." Sparks literal mana arcing between them, attraction building amid drama. Internal monologue for Lyra. "He's not like the guild scum, real spirit." For Rex, "She sees me the betrayed, not the god." Fortress skyrocketed, levels core feeding on recruit growth and raid essence. Defenses unlocked, sky-shattering tiers, aerial turrets that rained plasma, anti-air wards repelling flyers. Towers extended upward, piercing clouds, becoming the Lone Citadel, a beacon visible server-wide. Guilds watched warily, their raids failing, inspiring more noobs to defect. "This changes everything," a recruit whispered in awe. Rex addressed them from the throne. "We were forsaken, now we rise, guilds fall." Drama peaked as another ex-guild scout party probed edges, obliterated by new defenses, floors collapsing, hordes swarming. Survivors fled, tales spreading of the untouchable solo god. Rex with Lyra at his side, planned expansions, internal thoughts resolute. "They come again, we shatter them." Her hand brushed his tension, easing. "We've got this, unbreakable." Gen Z quip from a noob eased the mood. Citadel OP plus nerf, LOL. The birth of the Lone Citadel marked Rex's ascension from victim to lord. Nightmare Fortress stood defiant, world shaken, rankings eternal. Emotions deepened, bonds forming amid competition, noobs growing into threats. Social tensions boiled, guilds plotting larger assaults, but Rex's vow held, revenge through strength. As levels climbed, sky-shattering booms echoed defenses ready for war. Lyra's fierce gaze met Rex's spirit, unbreakable forged in betrayal, now unbreakable alliance. Recruits trained relentlessly, arenas buzzing with clashes. One noob, a mage apprentice, fumbled a spell. Lyra corrected sharply, "Focus or fry." Rex intervened. "Ease up, he's green." Power dynamic shifted, her respecting his lead, him valuing her fire. Internal thoughts intertwined. Together we're meta-breaking. A minor incursion hit outer walls, guild assassins slipping in shadows. Traps snared them, but one reached the core chamber. Rex and Lyra tag-teamed him, her debuffs weakening Rex's shield slam finishing. "Close call," she panted. He nodded. "But we held." Sparks intensified a stolen glance, promising more. Fortress evolved infinite resources, spawning farms, forges, academies, noobs exploded in growth levels, jumping classes evolving. Competition, friendly rivals, pushing limits tournaments, crowning champs. I'm hitting A rank soon, an archer boasted. Rex smiled. Then defend this home. World-building deepened Etheria's systems, favored domains like this, lords gaining exponential power but attracting envy. Disease from overextension could debuff, but Rex's architect skill immunized. Social classes clashed, noobs rising, challenged elite strangleholds. Ex-guild remnants seethed, planning unholy alliances, but Rex recruited more Forsaken, offering not just sanctuary but power. Lyra became his right hand, heals OP and domain synergy. You're the heart now, he told her quietly. She smirked. And you're the wall. Unbreakable duo. Sky-shattering defenses tested in a storm sim, thunder-cracking turrets lancing bolts. Recruits cheered, morale sky-high. Rex's raging vow evolved from solo revenge to collective rise. The chapter pulsed with drama, betrayal, birthing empire. Lone Citadel stood birth complete, ready for blood. The shadows of envy lengthened across the sprawling digital realms of Etheria, where power wasn't just earned, it was coded into the very fabric of existence. In this world, players rose through brutal hierarchies, battling monsters, forging alliances, and amassing cores that pulsed with raw energy. Cores were the heart of strongholds, granting godlike buffs to their owners. Rex had clawed his way from a lowly noob to a legend, his rise fueled by cunning exploits and unbreakable will. But success bred hatred. The top guild's titans like Shadowvale, Iron Legion, and Crimson Dawn saw his ascent as a glitch in their dominance. They whispered in private channels, plotting his downfall. He's too fast, too strong, one guildmaster snarled in an encrypted hollow meet. If we don't crush him now, he'll eclipse us all. Enraged by Rex's overwhelming rise, the top guilds banded together, forming the Unholy Alliance, a pact sealed in virtual blood to obliterate his stronghold and claim its radiant core. Word spread like wildfire through Etheria's forums and taverns. Players buzzed with excitement or dread. Dude, this is gonna be epic. A young archer quipped in chat, channeling that Gen Z vibe of hyping chaos while scrolling memes. But beneath the jokes lay real stakes. In Etheria, spoils could be cashed out for cold, hard, real-world currency, turning pixels into paychecks. The Alliance declared all-out war, broadcasting a manifesto across every server. Rex's tyranny ends today. His core will fuel our empires. The assault began at dawn, virtual skies cracking with thunder as portals ripped open. Hundreds of thousands of enemy troops poured in a tidal wave of armored warriors, mages, and rogues. Siege beasts lumbered forward, colossal golems with hides of enchanted stone and jaws that could swallow tanks whole. These weren't mere mobs. They were legendary summons pulled from ancient tomes, their roars shaking the earth. Leading the charge were elite commanders wielding divine treasures, artifacts like the Stormcaller Orb, which summoned tempests of lightning, or the Void Blade that sucked life from entire battalions. Area of effect attacks lit the horizon, firestorms and ice barrages turning fields into infernos or frozen wastelands. The Alliance's strategy was flawless: overwhelm, divide, conquer. Social class tensions boiled over here. The guilds represented the elite, the one-percenters hoarding resources, while upstarts like Rex disrupted the status quo. Filthy Climber, a guild knight spat as he charged, shield raised. Know your place. Rex stood atop his fortress walls, wind whipping his cloak. His stronghold perched on a jagged cliff was a marvel of upgrades, towers reinforced with adamantine barriers, moats filled with acid, slime, and automated turrets humming with arcane energy. He'd built it from scratch, grinding endless quests, exploiting system loopholes to max out defenses. Internal thoughts raced through his mind. They've come for everything I've bled for. But they'll pay in rivers of code. He wasn't just a player. He was a survivor in a world where disease-like debuffs could cripple empires and power dynamics shifted with every patch. Healers, the overlooked support class, were his secret weapon, often dismissed as OP cheese by elitists, but capable of turning tides with buffs that made armies immortal. As the horde closed in, Rex activated his genius traps. Hidden pits yawned open, swallowing regiments, whole spikes erupting from the ground, impaling siege beasts mid-stride. Explosive runes detonated in chain reactions, blasting clusters of troops into digital dust. The air filled with screams and the acrid smell of scorched mana. Push forward. An Alliance general bellowed, his voice amplified by a megaphone relic. The core is ours. But Rex's upgrades shone through fortress walls, shimmered with reactive shields, absorbing legendary AoE blasts like sponges. A massive fireball from a divine treasure slammed into the barrier, fizzling out harmlessly. Rex smirked, a touch of Gen Z sarcasm bubbling up. Lol, these boomers think their pay to win gear scares me? Time to school them. The siege turned brutal, the once green fields becoming a bloody graveyard. Bodies piled up, virtual corpses glitching as they despawned, but the toll was real. Lost levels dropped, gear shattered morale. Alliance troops faltered under relentless trap barrages. A siege beast rampaged toward the gates, only to trigger a gravity well, pulling it into an abyss. Mages hurled spells, but Rex's counterwards reflected them back, decimating their own lines. Emotions ran high, fear in the attackers' eyes, rage in the defenders'. Rex's allies, a ragtag crew of loyalists, fought fiercely, archers raining arrows from parapets, warriors clashing in melee. Power dynamics flipped. The underdog was dictating terms, exposing the guild's arrogance. Amid the chaos, traitors emerged from Rex's own ranks. They rushed in, screaming faces twisted in greed. These were former comrades who'd infiltrated his guild, posing as friends while plotting betrayal. "We looted your spoils, Rex," one yelled, brandishing a stolen artifact. "Sold 'em for real money. Thousands in crypto, baby." Another laughed maniacally, waving a ledger hollow. "Your core's next, we'll auction it off." The revelation hit like a debuff status. Betrayed. Rex's anguish surged a hot knot in his chest. How could they? After all the raids, the shared victories? In Etheria, trust was currency, and they'd cashed it out for profit. Social tensions amplified, lower-class players often resorted to such schemes, squeezed by the elite guild's monopolies on resources. But this cut deep personal. Anguish morphed into icy rage, freezing Rex's expression into a mask of steel. His eyes narrowed, mana veins glowing blue. "You insects," he muttered, internal monologue sharpening. "They think betrayal breaks me, it'll forge me stronger." He channeled his fury into the system interface, upgrading the fortress on the fly. Turrets evolved into plasma cannons, walls gained regenerative auras. The traitors charged, expecting weakness, but met a whirlwind of retaliation. Rex leaped down, sword in hand, slicing through them with precise strikes. "Traitors die first," he growled, voice low and lethal. One begged, "Mercy, boss, we needed the cash." Rex's response was a swift decapitation, head rolling as the body pixelated. Gen Z humor slipped in darkly. "Should have invested in loyalty points, noob." The battle escalated, drama peaking as the healers awakened. These weren't your average medics. In Etheria, healers were an OP support class, underrated yet broken with skills that stacked buffs exponentially. They'd been dormant, powering up in hidden chambers, but now they emerged, auras flaring like supernovas. Led by Alara, a master healer with flowing robes and a staff of pure light, they coordinated breathtakingly. "Form the lattice," Alara commanded, her voice steady amid the storm. Healers linked hands, forming a web of energy that enveloped the fortress. Defenses strengthened, shields thickening to impenetrable levels, traps recharging instantly. Wounded defenders rose wounds, sealing in golden light, morale skyrocketing. Alliance forces hammered relentlessly, but the enhanced barriers held firm. A divine treasure unleashed a cataclysmic quake, yet the healers' coordination nullified it, ground stabilizing underfoot. Impossible. A guildmaster roared frustration, cracking his composure. Troops faltered, beasts fell to upgraded pitfalls. Rex pressed the advantage, directing fire from the walls. "Hit them where it hurts their egos," he quipped to his team, a smirk breaking through the rage. Internal thoughts. This is it. Their alliance crumbles now. Competition intensified, guilds turning on each other in the chaos, blaming failures on allies. "You said your beasts were unbeatable," one accused another mid-battle. The tide turned decisively. Healers' OP buffs made Rex's forces untouchable, speed, doubled damage, tripled. Traitors lay slain, their confessions, fueling Rex's resolve. The bloody graveyard expanded, alliance corpses littering the landscape like discarded code. Legendary AoE attacks fizzled against the lattice, divine treasures drained of power. Spirits broke, attackers who once charged with confidence now retreated in panic. "Fall back," the general ordered, voice hoarse. But it was too late. Rex's traps pursued, ensnaring stragglers in webs of thorns. Humiliation washed over the unholy alliance as they crumbled. Guildmasters fled, portals snapping shut behind them, leaving thousands to perish. Their retreat was a rout, spirits crushed forever. In Etheria, defeat lingered like a permanent debuff, eroding reputations and alliances. Rex stood victorious atop the wall's core, pulsing brighter than ever. His rage cooled to satisfaction, internal monologue reflecting. "They came for my throne but left with nothing but memes of their failure." The world watched, forums exploding with clips of the siege. "Rex just ratioed the entire meta, lol," commenters joked, blending awe with humor. Yet the victory was bittersweet. Betrayal's sting remained a reminder of Etheria's cutthroat systems where power disease spread like viruses, corrupting the weak. Social classes clashed, elites versus climbers, guilds hoarding treasures, while independents like Rex innovated. Healers returned to chambers, their OP class now legendary, whispered about in taverns. Rex upgraded further fortress, evolving into an unassailable bastion. The war had exposed fractures in the alliance, their unholy pact fracturing under pressure. As the sun set over the graveyard, Rex gazed at the horizon. "This isn't over," he murmured to himself. New threats loomed, but for now he'd turned envy into ashes. Emotions swirled, triumph laced with caution. The chapter closed on a high note, but Etheria's drama never truly ended. The ruins of the unholy alliance smoldered across Etheria's fractured landscapes, portals flickering out like dying stars. Guild strongholds, once impregnable, now lay in heaps of code and rubble, their cores shattered by Rex's unrelenting counterstrike. In this VR realm, power stemmed from cores, but corruption ran deeper. Cash shops peddled pay-to-win gear, letting whales buy godhood while honest grinders starved. Systems favored the rich guilds enforcing tolls on frontiers, social tensions exploding as solos like Rex rose to challenge the rot. Disease debuffs from overused scams could crash economies, but Rex's domain lord title immunized him, turning betrayal into fuel. Rex deployed fortress drones overnight. Sleek obsidian constructs spawned from his lone citadel. These weren't mere summons. They were extensions of his architect's skill, portable death machines, packing turrets, traps, and horde generators. He launched them from scrying chambers, targets locked on guild HQs. Time to demolish the snakes, he muttered, voice low with icy resolve. Internal thoughts blazed. They ruined me once. Now, their empires burn. Drones warped in shadows, cloaked in stealth wards, descending on Shadowvale's HQ first. Alarms wailed too late, as floors collapsed under deployable pits, warriors plunging into voids. Demolition unfolded in chaos. Iron Legion's fortress trembled as drones burrowed, unleashing monster hordes that tore through defenses. Guildmasters scrambled, "Activate the barriers!" One bellowed, but Rex's tech-hacked systems pay-to-win buffs fizzling under domain interference. Crimson Dawn fell next, aerial drones bombing from above, sky-shattering blasts vaporizing towers. Power dynamics inverted, the solo beast striking from afar, guilds helpless against his ingenuity. Emotions ran raw panic in Defender's eyes, satisfaction in Rex's. A Gen Z quip slipped through his mind. Lol, these pay pigs thought money bought safety. Get droned, noobs. Overnight, the Alliance crumbled, HQs reduced to smoking craters. World rankings refreshed in a flash, Rex claiming Heishon's spot as ultimate solo beast. Forums erupted, Solo King just nuked the meta. Insane flex posters joked with crown emojis blending awe and humor. Guild remnants scattered, spirits broken, their unholy pact exposed as fragile code. Rex watched from his citadel core, pulsing stronger, absorbing essence from the strikes. Competition ended for now, solos worldwide cheering the upset elites, seething at lost dominance. Sniveling ex-master from Vanguard crawled to the citadel gates, once a smug leader, now broken, begging entry. "Rex, please, I expose it all." He groveled, face twisted in desperation. Guards, noobs turned elites, under Rex's banner, hauled him in. In the throne room, the ex-master spilled, exposing game-wide corruption. Cash shops rigged by devs, pay-to-win scams, funneling real money to top guilds, bribing for exclusive buffs. They diseased the system, he whimpered, debuffs for poor players, buffs for payers. Social tensions laid bare, lower classes crippled by hidden fees, elites thriving on exploits. Rex listened, rage simmering, internal monologue sharp. "This rot poisoned my brothers. Time to cleanse." Rex mercy killed the trash, minor players coerced into scams, slicing them down with precise strikes, bodies pixelating in mercy. But the rot, the corrupt masters and devs' proxies, he vaporized without hesitation. Drones targeted their hidden vaults, blasting scams to oblivion, essence funneled back to his core. "No more," Rex declared, voice echoing domain-wide. The ex-master trembled. "Mercy?" Rex's eyes hardened. "You get vapor." A turret blast ended him, ashes scattering. Drama peaked as notifications blasted. Corruption exposed. Pay-to-win nerfed. Server shook, players rejoicing or raging, class wars igniting. Healer Lyra stood by his side throughout, fierce passion blazing in her eyes. In a quiet chamber post-strike, she confessed, "Rex, your spirit unbreakable, it ignites me." Emotions surged, her hand on his chest, mana sinking in electric pulses. "From the moment I saw you rise, I've burned for this duo." Rex pulled her close, internal thoughts racing. "She's the fire to my wall. No more solo." They sealed it with a kiss, passion blazing, sealing their epic duo. Her heels meshed with his defenses, OP synergy unbreakable. Gen Z humor lightened the heat. "Babe, we're the ultimate ship." Guilds malding. Fortress morphed, next core overflowing with levels, unlocking flying sky, citadel mode. Obsidian walls lifted, thrusters igniting as the behemoth rose into clouds. Towers extended, wings of energy, aerial defenses activating, symbol of solo supremacy. "We're airborne," Rex announced to recruits, thrills rippling through ranks. Lyra grinned. "Sky's our domain now, Lord." The citadel soared over frontiers, noobs gaping from below, a beacon drawing masses. Systems evolved, domain lord title, granting flight buffs, infinite altitude, no fatigue debuffs. Masses flocked, portals swarming with forsaken players, solos crushed by guilds seeking sanctuary. "Join the neutral empire," Rex broadcasted, voice booming from the sky. Thousands pledged, forging a banner of equality, no pay to win, no class barriers. Recruits trained in floating arenas, growth explosive under shared core buffs. Competition internal but fair, tournaments crowning squads pushing limits. Social tensions eased here, lower ranks rising alongside vets, guilds, monopolies crumbling. "This is real power," a new warrior said, awestruck. Rex nodded. "No betrayal, only sovereignty." Rex reigned supreme, no longer betrayed, but absolute sovereign. From the command deck, he surveyed Etheria Lyra, at his side duo, epic, unbreakable. Internal monologue resolute. "They stabbed me, left me dying." Now I rule the skies. Drama lingered, guilds plotting comebacks, but his sky citadel loomed unchallenged. Emotions deepened, triumph, absolute bonds forged in fire. Counterstrikes echoed in memory, drones returning laden with loot. One guild HQ's fall replayed in scrying orbs masters fleeing in panic. "We can't touch him," one cried as blasts rained. Rex smirked satisfaction cold. Lyra leaned in. "Their ruins are foundation." Passion reignited, they planned expansions, empire neutral but fierce. World building intensified, Etheria's corruption exposed, devs scrambling to patch, but Rex's vaporizing strikes deleted scam code. Disease of pay-to-win cured for now, players grinding pure. Power from cores, pure, uncorrupted his sky, citadel the pinnacle. Masses integrated noobs, evolving into beasts under his banner. A fierce archer challenged in arena. "Think you can tank this sovereign?" Rex blocked, laughing. "Bring it." Duel ended in tie respect, mutual competition healthy. Ex-Masters exposure rippled forums, dissecting scams, pay-to-win dead, Rex the hero LOL, Gen Z vibes hyping the drama, but serious undercurrents, class equality dawning, empires shifting. Sky Citadel morphed further defenses, upgrading to orbital strikes. Lyra's confession echoed in quiet moments, "My passion, yours forever." Duo sealed, they faced horizons together. Alliance remnants sent assassins cloaked in night, but aerial wards zapped them mid-air. "Pathetic," Rex muttered, vaporizing the rot. "Mercy for trash, gone only justice." Neutral empire swelled, cities spawning below the citadel, banners waving. "Sovereign Rex," crowds chanted, emotions swelling pride in his chest. No longer betrayed, scars healed, sovereignty absolute. Rex the solo king risen, unchallenged, Etheria his domain. Drones patrolled skies, HQ's demolition, a warning. Heishon rank glowed in HUD, ultimate beast crowned. Healer duo sparked in battles, her heels blazing as tanks unyielding. "We're invincible," she whispered, passion confessed anew. Flying symbol hovered, eternal masses forging empire under banner neutral supreme. Rex reigned, betrayal ashes, sovereignty flames burning eternal. The cataclysmic rumble shook Etheria's core servers, straining under the weight of an awakening world boss. The entity known as the Annihilator emerged from digital abyss, a colossal titan of code and chaos, its form a swirling vortex of void energy tentacles lashing across continents. Threatening total server wipe, it broadcasted debuffs that corrupted landscapes, turning vibrant frontiers into wastelands. In this VR world, power imbalances had festered, guilds monopolizing economies through cash scams, but now disease-like wipes loomed, erasing progress for all. Systems glitched, notifications flooding. World event, Annihilator awakens. Server integrity at 50%. Social tensions peaked, elites panicked their pay to win, empires crumbling under universal threat. Begging guilds crawled to Rex's Sky Citadel portals, opening at its airborne base. Shadowvale, Iron Legion, Crimson Dawn, once his enemies sent envoys groveling at the gates. "Rex, sovereign, we need you," a guildmaster pleaded, voice cracking. Their HQs still smoked from his drones, pride swallowed in desperation. Rex lounged on his throne, Lyra at his side, her healer aura glowing. Internal thoughts churned. They betrayed, stabbed, looted. Now they beg? Poetic. He dictated terms harshly. "Your cores is tribute. Disband pay to win ops. Solos get equal shares." Power dynamics flipped, the solo king holding leverage, guilds nodding reluctantly. Agreed, another muttered, teeth gritted. Competition dissolved into forced unity, armpalooza, forming a ragtag defense of thousands, fusing guild remnants with Rex's noob army. Rex led from his airborne Doomstar, the flying citadel morphing into war mode, thrusters blazing as it hovered over the boss's spawn zone. "Mobilize," he commanded, voice booming through comms. Allies deployed below, warriors, mages, healers positioning in formations he designed. The boss war erupted, reality shaking as the Annihilator roared, quakes ripping terrain. Tentacles slammed down, crushing battalions, void beams deleting health bars en masse. Solo might fused with desperate allies, Rex's domain buffs stacking across the field, infinite regen from his core, making tanks immortal. "Hold the line, scum!" A guild warrior yelled, clashing with a minion wave. Lyra coordinated heals, her staff flaring. "Buff the flanks now!" Emotions surged, fear in allies' eyes, resolve in Rex's. Drama escalated as the boss phased, unleashing AoE wipes that glitched visual servers lagging under strain. Guild elites faltered, their OP gear failing against pure chaos. "Our scams won't save us," one admitted, mid-battle panic rising. Rex dove in, shield raise, tanking a massive strike, health dipping but regenerating instantly. Internal monologue fierce. "This beast threatens my empire? I'll wipe it first." He directed drones, deployable traps, ensnaring tentacles, hordes spawning to counter minions. Allies pushed fused forces, sinking guild firepower with noob ingenuity, mages hurling spells amplified by citadel wards. "Fire everything!" Rex ordered, citadel turrets raining sky-shattering plasma. Conflict peaked in the core phase, Annihilator exposing its heart, a pulsing anomaly. Desperate allies charged, but debuffs stacked, disease spreading like virus, crippling movements. "We're dropping." A healer cried, status poisoned. Rex fused his Solomite Domain Lord title, linking all buffs in a lattice, Lyra's heals exploding exponentially. Together unbreakable, she whispered, passion blazing in her eyes. They tag-teamed her queenly aura, meshing with his sovereignty duo, eternal in game and soul. Gen Z humor slipped from a noob, boss getting ratioed, LOL. Victory teetered as Rex slammed his shield into the heart cracks, forming essence leaking. The kill blow landed, allied cheers echoing as the Annihilator shattered loot cascading in god-tier floods. Notifications blared, world boss defeated, fair play era unlocked. Guilds dethroned their monopolies, nerfed by system patches, solos revered as heroes. Rex claimed the boss core, integrating it, boosting his citadel to eternal levels. The era changes now, he declared to the masses. Emotions overflowed triumph, washing away betrayal's sting, allies bowing in respect. Social classes equalized, lower ranks rising on merit, no more cash barriers. Healer Lyra, his eternal queen, sealed their bond in the aftermath. In the Citadel's heart chamber, she pulled him close. In game and soul, Rex, you're mine. Passion ignited, kiss deepening mana, souls sinking forever. Internal thoughts for Rex, from betrayal to this. She's my legacy. Her fierce spirit complemented his unbreakable will duo, forging a new path. Queen of the skies, he murmured, smirking. She laughed, and you're the king who built it alone. Their union symbolized the shift power, pure, uncorrupted. Rex rebuilt the economy next, shattering monopolies with core-infused reforms. Markets opened in the Citadel neutral hubs where solos traded freely, no guild taxes. Resources flowed infinite from dual cores, diseases cured by fair play buffs. No more scams, he broadcasted systems enforcing equality. Competition healthy now, tournaments pitting solos against reformed guilds, prizes shared. Guild masters grumbled, but adapted their dethroned status, forcing innovation. You shattered us, rebuilt better, one admitted grudgingly. World rankings reflected it, solos topping charts, empires balanced. Flying Fortress became eternal safe haven, rising from betrayal, a symbol of resilience. Noobs flocked, expanding the neutral empire cities, spawning below aerial docks, linking ground to sky. Defenses unbreakable wards, repelling any threat, thrusters humming eternally. Rex patrolled decks, Lyra by his side, overseeing growth. Internal monologue reflective, betrayed in darkness, now king in light. Forged alone but not lonely. At dawn, Rex smirked from his throne, peaceful, unbeatable king, surveying the reborn Etheria. Sun rays glinted off, obsidian peace settled like a buff, unbreakable. We did it, Lyra said, hand in his. He nodded, empire from ashes. Gen Z vibe lightened, peaceful king flex incoming. The world boss's remnants faded, servers stabilized, fair play era dawning. Allies dispersed but loyal, some joining the Citadel, others reforming guilds under new codes. Drama lingered, old tensions simmering, but Rex's legacy quelled them, sovereign absolute. Rebuilding intensified economy booming with open auctions, no pay-to-win edges. A noob merchant thrived, thanks to you, King Solos eat now. Rex smiled, shattering last monopoly vaults, drones redistributing hordes. Lyra's queenly role deepened co-ruling decisions, her heels extending to empire buffs. Soul-bound, she teased passion eternal. In-game weddings buzzed their legendary sealing duo. Eternal Fortress hovered safe haven for all, rising phoenix-like from betrayal's fire. Masses chanted his name, competition evolving into cooperation. Rex at throne dawn breaking smirked content. Peaceful king, unbeatable, forged empire alone, legacy new eternal. Armpalooza echoes faded victories, high lingering. A reformed guild envoy approached. Alliance permanent? Rex considered. On fair terms. Power shared now, dynamics equal. World-building solidified Etheria's systems, purged of corruption cores, pure disease-free. Solos revered as innovators, guilds dethroned to servants of balance. Queen Lyra sparked in council, expand frontiers. Rex agreed, duo planning conquests peaceful. Safe haven, eternal betrayal buried under legacy. King alone no more, but sovereign supreme.